Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, December 20th, 2022 business meeting of the Wall Township Board of Education. Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Smythe, could we have the sunshine statement and roll call, please?
Yes, this is the Wall Township Board of Education meeting for which adequate notice under the Open Public Meeting Act was provided by a notice to the CoStar, Asbury Park Press, Township Clerk's Office, all Wall Township Public Schools, and the Board Administration Office on January 6, 2022. Take a roll call. Mr. Buffa?
Here.
Mr. Hall? Here. Ms. Hotnett?
On our way.
Mr. Maliff?
Here.
Mr. Nasser?
Here.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Here.
Ms. Stites?
Here.
Mr. Wondrak? Here. Mr. Adenizio?
Here. Thank you. At this time, could we have a motion to go into executive session, number 2 on the agenda for letters A, D, G, and H?
I'll make that motion.
Could I have a second? Second. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion carries. We will be back at approximately 7:30 p.m.
Johnny wants a pair of skates. Susie wants a sled. Nellie wants a picture book, yellow, blue, and red. Now I think I'll leave to you what to give the rest. Choose for me, dear Santa Claus, you will know the best.
La la la, fa la 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 la.
wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Thank you. If you want more, tomorrow night at the high school, 7 o'clock, holiday concert. It's free. And we're going to do a nice big sing-along at the end, so get your Christmas shopping done and come join us. We'll be glad to have you. We're having the middle school join us as well. So it'll be a nice, we've got 70 kids singing tomorrow night. So come on down, okay? Thank you very much.
Cares away. Christmas is here, breaking the chill. Ding dong, breaking the bowl. Ding dong, that is the song that went to the all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come, raising the sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling their tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 ding dong, merry, 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 ding dong. All the listen, all without end. Sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, breaking the cheer. Too young and old, playing in the pool. Ding dong, ding dong, that is the song. With joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound. O'er hill and dale, telling the tale. Gaily they ring while people jingle bell rock. Jingle bells ring and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in Jingle Bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's a bright time to rock the night. Da-da-da. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingle and beat. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Mix and a mingle and a jingle and beat. That's the Jingle Bell. That's the Jingle Bell. That's the Jingle Bell Rock.
And it's free.
Jolly old Saint Nicholas, we know you this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon, now you dear old man. Whisper what you'll bring to me, tell me if you can. When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney broad and black, with your bag you'll creep. All the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one, you'll be sure to know. Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a sled. Nellie wants a picture book, yellow, blue, and red. Now I think I'll leave to you what to give the rest. Choose for me, dear Santa Claus, you will know the best.
Anyone like to come sing?
Oh, wait, let me do the sign.
Pudding, now bring us some piggy pudding. We won't go until we get some, so we'll bring some right here. Fa la la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a happy New Year. Fa la la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Mr. Smythe, could we have roll call, please? Oh, actually, officially want to reconvene the Tuesday, December 20th, 2022 Board of Education meeting. Now, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Buffer?
Here.
Mr. Hall?
Here.
Ms. Hodnett?
Here.
Mr. Mallon?
Here.
Mr. Nasser?
Here.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Here.
Ms. Stites?
Here.
Mr. Wondrak? Here. Mr. Adenizio?
Here. Thank you. All right. We will jump into our student rep reports. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, board. We are so excited to be here today and share our super action-packed report. The activities are for sure kicking up as... This not working? Yeah. Didn't sound like...
No, neither of them are right now.
Neither of them are working. I could talk loud if you want.
Yeah.
Good evening, board. We are so excited to be here today and share our super action-packed report. The activities are for sure kicking up as fall sports are settling down and winter sports have begun to practice. To start, fall sports have formally ended. Few teams here are invited tonight to be honored for their success throughout their respective seasons. Basketball and wrestling teams have kicked off their seasons, and junior Jonathan DiStefano and senior Kason Sanders wrapped up first place wins at the Delaware Valley Tournament. Senior Will Kinsella placed second in the track. The bowling team won its first game against Asbury Park on December 8th, and to wrap it up, the boys and girls swimming team are both 1-0 after beating Reading. Yesterday, boys basketball played St. Rose, and after a great fight, they fell short. Thank you.
And we, oh, that's loud. Students yesterday could be seen in their holiday pajamas, some even went the extra mile and dressed as Christmas trees or Santa. Today, while less popular, students today participated in Dress Like a Holiday Character Day. We saw some Ghosts of Christmas, Past, Future, and Present, Santa imitators, reindeer, and a narwhal was our winner. Go Juniors! Today, members of the Student Council passed out cookies that some of the leaders had made to every teacher and staff member in the building. The rest of the holiday spirit week is as followed. Wednesday, No Place Like Home Flannel Day. Thursday, Baby It's Cold Outside, Ugly Sweater Day. And lastly, Friday, Deck the Halls Holiday Explosion Day, wearing everything, anything, and all holiday-themed attire.
The National Honor Society recently announced our participation in Project Snowflake for yet another year. We love being a part of such a wonderful fundraiser. In that same week, we had a Polar Express night at the high school where the National Honor Society, Be Well Club, and ROTC volunteered to help with the candy and hot chocolate stands, making holiday signs, and creating such a special night. All donations from this event went to Toys for Tot. Last week, the seniors began meeting and preparing for an exciting Disney trip in the new year. The group had a meeting and received all details about the trip, and the excitement in the room was overwhelming. We can't wait to have a great time in March. At the end of November, the cast of Harvey finished their performances, and students are now anxiously awaiting the announcement of the spring musical. The Computer Science Club recently visited the middle school and taught a lesson on coding, and with the new year comes an exciting hike for the Environmental Club with over 35 people on their roster. Lastly, students are preparing for an upcoming midterms at the end of January, which is rapidly approaching. And that's all for now. And thank you guys for all the members involved in these activities. Well, high school wouldn't be the same without all of you. And thank you for the board for having us here today. And we can't wait to see what the new year brings. Happy holidays to everyone on the board as well as everyone in Wall Township Public Schools. We wish you all a safe, happy, healthy, and well-deserved break.
And for the record, I just want to point out that the student rep reports were provided by Mr. Christopher Daly, Ms. Bryn Heaney, and Madison Brody. So thank you that are sitting at the desk.
Thank you.
Wish you guys a happy holidays and enjoy your time off. And hopefully you get everything you wish for whatever you celebrate. Doesn't even matter. Get a couple extra ones in there too. And if you guys have to scoot out, we understand. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, student representatives. At this time, I would like to welcome our athletic director, Ms. Marnie Henry, to the podium for a very, very special presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Just making sure this is on. I know I have a very loud voice. I wanted to begin this evening by looking at each board member and the administration and thank you from the bottom of my heart for bringing me into the family and allowing me the opportunity to work with these amazing kids. It's been an absolute dream so far. I've learned a lot of things. I had a lot of advice coming in. And I kind of put that advice where I thought it should go. And I just wanted to share with you what I've learned. What I've learned in my few short months here is that Wall's family. The kids have each other's backs. They care for one another. They do whatever's necessary. And with that, the parents, the support of the parents in the community at all of our events for these kids has been truly amazing. I have been working in athletics for over 28 years, and Wall is special. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for allowing me to come here as my first official duty as your new athletic director and celebrating the amazing opportunities that these kids had in the fall season. We have 3 championship teams with us this evening, and the first is our Wall Intermediate School girls soccer team. They are winners of the Monmouth County Intermediate School Soccer Championship. They were led by their coach, Neil Semino, and assistant coach Mark Kelly. We're going to call the girls up one at a time with the coach and give them a wonderful certificate and thank them for an amazing season. First, we have head coach Neil Semino. Miss Quinn Butler. Maggie Daly. Megan Farrell. Kelsey Halleck. Ashlyn Holobinko. Riley Irvine. Emily Lutz. Charlotte Lynch. Emily Manzo. Carly Mazer. Erin McBaron. Bridget Patello. Kendall Rice. Jackie Thorpe. Ava Wallenjuice. And Grace Pupa. To the intermediate school, the ladies standing before you, I can't wait to see you up at the high school level, but some of you are still going to be back in the middle school for another year or two. So amazing, amazing season, and can't wait to see you in the red and blue up at the high school level. Congratulations, ladies. And I'm loving the sweatshirts and that everyone matched. Very nicely done. All right, our next team that we are going to be celebrating this evening is our boys soccer team. Head coach Gary Linstra, Brian Hansen, Brian Farrell, and Sean Fitzgerald, all members of that coaching staff. Our boys soccer team were Shore Conference A Central Division champions this year, and they also had a run at the state title, fell a little bit short in their Central Jersey Group 2 final, but it was an amazing season, and for them to get to that level is truly, truly special. So we want to honor these gentlemen this evening, starting with our head coach, Gary Linstra. Mr. Ryan Anderson. The defensive powerhouse, Matt Armenti. Our student rep pulling double duty, Christopher Daly. Mr. Ryan Gotch. The Coopinator, Cooper Harmon. Christopher Miller, come on down. Tristan O'Neill. Got Bo Pepe. Jake Patillo. Charlie Shermer. Michael Southwell and Patrick Southwell. Once again, congratulations. This was a very special team, and they had a lot of dinners. Combining with the girls' soccer team, it was amazing that not only were they together with the boys' team, but the girls' soccer program as well. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you. All right. Good job. Very well. All right, now we've got a big one here. Our girls varsity soccer team had a truly spectacular season. They captured the Central Jersey Group 2 championship and dominated throughout the playoffs. They also won their next game in semifinals to make a trip to the overall state title. Came away a little bit shy, but if you play that team 10 times, coach said it, you'll take that at least six out of the 10. They got the better of you that year, but there's more coming up, and you're always and forever going to be our Central Jersey Group 2 champs. Members of that team, first we have Coach Mike Juska. And his number 1 assistant, Coach Annie Manifra. Starting off with Kirsten Brown. And Sophia Burnell. Callie Baxbaum. Aileen Carr. Caitlin Farrell. We didn't see that, Aileen. Erin Farrell. Elizabeth Ellie Hartz. Grace Holobinko. Alexa Kerr. Hannah Kernis. M squared Maddie Miller. Ava Morano. Caitlin Pettit. Erin Ritchie. And Sage Santa Cruz. Once again, amazing, amazing season. Central Jersey Group 2 champs and an amazing group of young ladies. Congratulations, girls. I want to make sure Aileen gets up, okay?
All right, guess we're ready to go. And congratulations to all our student athletes on their incredible achievements, both on the field and off the field. We really do have some remarkable students in our district. Tonight, we're going to do something now that hopefully the COVID days are long behind us, something that we didn't get to do in the past. We're going to recognize a couple board members that served with us, but unfortunately due to COVID, they kind of shuffled out and we didn't get to properly say thank you for your service to us. So I'm going to start in the order that they served, and I'm going to start with Mr. Andy Krupa. It was my pleasure to serve first with all these individuals. Mr. Krupa joined the board filling a vacant seat and immediately started to contribute. Andy's years as an administrator in another high-caliber district helped us from day one. Andy served as board vice president and was a tremendous help not only to me, but to all the board members. Andy's dedication and hard work as a board member also led him to achieve the New Jersey School Board's Certified Board Member, which is a commitment to taking additional classes and meetings and just a lot of work to achieve that. And he did it in his first term, I believe, which God bless him. I'm lucky. I'm very proud to call Andy a friend, along with the other people we will be recognizing this evening. And I want to thank him for his service to the board, to our district, and he still continues today as a resident. So Andy, thank you very much. Once we're done, we'll have everybody come up. Next individual I want to recognize is Miss Erin Megan. She also stepped up to fill a vacant seat on the board. A little bit of a habit at a time here. Ms. Megan joined the board with years of elementary teaching experience. She brought to the board a different perspective from someone who not only was a parent, but also involved in education on the elementary level. During her tenure on the board, she served on different committees. In 2020, an opportunity arose where the township had a vacancy on the township committee, and myself, including several other people, encouraged her to run because there was a hole missing there, a much needed voice of a strong, smart woman. And in November of 2020, Ms. Megan won a seat on the township committee and filled that void, where she continues to serve today. Our loss here in the Board of Education was certainly the township's gain. They gained a smart, articulate, strong-willed woman who is always looking for ways to do things better and for all the residents in Wall Township. So tonight, I want to thank Ms. Megan for her service to our schools and her continued support while serving as committeewoman, Megan, on the Township Committee to our schools. Thank you for all you've done. And finally, Mr. Joe Hall. Yeah, that's you. Well, you're willing to change your mind and stay? Oh, okay. Well, Joe's tenure here is almost over, and since this is our last official meeting of the year, I want to recognize Joe. 3 years ago, Joe ran for a full term after being appointed to fill a vacancy a couple months before the election that he already had put in to run for. He ran the year I ran. I've personally known Mr. Hall for about at least the last 25 years through his continuous volunteer work in town. During his 3 years on the board, Mr. Hall has been a very important member for our Finance and Facilities Committee. The last several years, we have spent countless hours looking at our long-range facilities plans, updating it, along with putting forth the plan for the referendum that just passed. And Joe was a very important part of that whole process. I mean, just spending probably hundreds of hours over the last 3 years working on this. and not only just working on the plans, but also the trips into the buildings and looking at every little crevice. Because of him, he's one of the reasons why this referendum was passed, because Joe's hard work and dedication to put forth questions to the voters that recognized the needs of the district as well as the needs of the taxpayer is probably the strongest reason why this referendum was passed. Also, Joe has served as chairman of our policy committee this last year, and I can tell you, Joe has, as chairman of the policy committee, probably reviewed more policies in our district than any other time in the history of the Wall Township school system. And the amount of work he has put in has just been tremendous. So tonight, I want to thank Mr. Hall for all his hard work and dedication to the Wall Township School District. I want to also mention that Mr. Hall is also an alumnus of Wall Township Schools, having attended 3 of the 4 elementary schools when he was in elementary school. So he has probably done something very few people in our district have done. And his love for our town and our schools has always been front and center in all his conversations when we're debating things as a board and different questions that come up and things. Joe's always looking at it as you know, what's best for the students as well as what's best for our whole community. So while tonight is Joe's last public meeting with us, his volunteer work will continue in town, most notably on the planning board. And Joe, thank you for your service to us. Appreciate it. So at this time, we'll have you come up front and we will give you a little something, all 3 of you. Dr. Handerhan.
Hi, I just want to just express my gratitude to Mr. Krupa, Ms. Mangan, and of course, you know, our outgoing Board of Education member, Mr. Hall. It is an incredibly rewarding experience to be a board member. I know because I was one for 9 years prior to coming to Wall Township. And it is, you know, when you join a board, you know, sometimes you just don't know what to expect. And it's definitely, if you like routine, that's probably not really the thing for you. But I will say that there's so much positive work that is done behind the scenes. And Mr. Adnesio mentioned how many, you know, how many hours of commitment that all of you gave to this community, gave to the children, and gave to the staff in this district. And I use the word gave deliberately because it is a gift. I don't think there is a greater resource than time, and I am incredibly grateful to you that you know, you stepped up and you know, fulfilled your obligation in your terms with the sitting as board members. And again, just to echo what Mr. Adnesio had mentioned, you know, COVID was, you know, was tough, and it really interrupted a lot of really proper recognitions in so many ways. So I know it may be a little late, but thank you again for all that you've done, and just a little token from the Board of Education. And Mr. Hall, I will regularly, bother you. So with that, Mr. Adonisio.
Thank you, Dr. Hanrahan. Okay. We are moving along. So I would like to congratulate our students of the month for November 2022. 9th grade, Dane Casey. 10th grade, Morgan Brady. 11th grade, Chase, I think it's Awkward. Awk? Awk, okay, thank you. And then 12th grade, Lucas Jarobowski. Jacobowski, I believe, hopefully. Nights of the week, we have Monica Kirschenbaum, 12th grade, Connor Moore, 9th grade, Connor McAuliffe, 10th grade, Michael Southwell, and 10th grade, Brody Schwinn. And then students of marking period 1, we have Nina Dapolito, Caroline Coombs, 10th grade, Caroline Coombs, 12th grade, 10th grade, Griffin Force, 9th grade, Sean Cartinella, 12th grade, Lauren Damano, 12th grade, Carolyn Frisk, 11th grade, Michael Stites, and 11th grade, Carolyn Fisher. So congratulations to those students. Oh, and I actually have a couple more. We have for PE, 10th grade, Mason Wells, Science, 10th grade, Ethan Hernandez, 9th grade, Social Studies, Cameron Lynn, 11th grade for Technology Education, Brendan Lovesatz, and 11th grade, World Language, Isabel Esposito. So congratulations to all those students on their achievements. Yes. So, here's my notes. That's some notes here, and it disappeared on me. There we go. Okay. Just a couple things. About 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend the unveiling of the Veterans Memorial that now sits outside the front entrance of Wall High School. It was donated by Nathaniel Attardi as his Eagle Scout project. Beautiful monument, great location for it, and it was very well attended by many, many veterans, including our own Mr. Wondrak. Thank you, Mr. Wondrak, for your service and for attending this. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, please swing by the front entrance of Wall High School and take a look at it. All our armed forces are represented on it, and it's a nice thank you to all the students from our school district that have gone on to serve, their family members, and staff that have served, as well as the community as a whole. So again, I'd like to thank Nathaniel Attardi for his generous donation to our school district. I would also like to send out condolences on behalf of the Wall Township School District to one of our longtime retired teachers from, I know her last years were in Central School, Debbie Thomas, on the passing of her husband last week. She served, I believe, her entire career here in Wall. She still to this day keeps up on what's going on in the district, watches our meetings. So on behalf of our school district, we wish her nothing but the best and our deepest condolences. I'm sure it'll be talked about, but I want to thank everybody who came out to vote for the referendum. As I said a little while ago, it was due to the hard work of people like Mr. Hall and the rest of the board members for an administration and our professionals for putting questions together and projects together that made sense, and things that we needed to do, as well as the community as a whole. Our PTA members, presidents, former board members were out there talking to people about it. So we just want to say thank you to everyone. And finally, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Hopefully you get to spend time with the ones you love, and you get everything you wish for, and hopefully 2023 will be an incredible year for everyone. So thank you. Dr. Handrahan, good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Annunzio. I would like to truly extend a heartfelt thank you to the Wall High School Color Guard and our amazing holiday carolers under the direction of Ms. Ellen Hollander. I think that was probably such a wonderful beginning to our board meeting. And of course, a big thank you to our student representatives to the Board of Education, Madison Brody, Chris Daly, Bryn Heaney for coming out tonight. I know they're not here, so I'll have to find them later. To thank them once again because they really do such a great job behind the scenes representing the student body to the Board of Education. They're incredibly active. They're coming to committee meetings. They're doing such a great job that I'm so incredibly proud of them. To say it's been a busy December is a huge understatement. Throughout this month, our schools have been filled with music. Our holiday concerts have been tremendous. If you haven't attended one yet, no worries, there's still time. The remaining seasonal concerts include tomorrow night at the high school, 7 p.m. Central School Winter Concert will be held January 19th at 6 p.m. and Old Mill Winter Concert will take place on January 26th at 6 p.m. By now, you probably heard that each school announced their respective educators and educational services professionals of the year for 2023. Congratulations to all those names. Stay tuned for our January business meeting because in January, we will be celebrating each recipient. I would once again like to congratulate the outgoing and past board members. Thank you for your service and thank you for completing your commitment to the students. And this week, the cold weather really started to roll in, and that reminded me that I should probably encourage families that have social media accounts to follow our district's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter to get the message ASAP about snow days. I mean, at the end of the day, in the morning, that's what you want to know when the weather is inclement. And other important information is also communicated through the social media accounts. So please join our social media platform. This month, Wall Township voters approved a very much needed referendum. While we await the election certification, I am happy to announce that the mail-in and provisional votes have all been counted. I am incredibly grateful for this approved referendum, and I look forward to digging in and moving forward with upcoming capital projects. The next few years, without a doubt, are going to be exciting. The referendum was years in the making, and I wish to acknowledge the commitment of the Board of Education and notably the Finance and Facilities Committee for their dedication and their time commitment in prioritizing projects so that the district could receive roughly $20 million in state aid. A big part of a referendum is educating the public on the facts surrounding the referendum process. In 2022, the digital platform is essential. I would like to thank Heather Daniel for all of her hard work in developing and maintaining our new digital communications. This architecture enabled the district to share so much information in such meaningful ways. I am also so grateful to all of the hard work and dedication of the District Communications Committee. They worked so hard to share accurate information, and their commitment to the children of this district is exemplary. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Mr. Les Hollander, Ms. Ellen Hollander, Ms. Jill Alexander, Ms. Marnie Henry, I thank you for sharing your respective technical expertise, both virtually and in person with the community. I am also very grateful to the WTEA, including co-presidents Ms. Gail Marr and Ms. Susan Morin, WTPS administration, parent-teacher organizations throughout the district, Ms. Kim Keeter, Ms. Dawn Choma, and Ms. Karen McGowan for all of their efforts. And finally, I would be horribly remiss if I did not thank Mr. John Weaver, retired Wall Township Superintendent of Schools, for all of his wisdom, and I am incredibly grateful. So, Mr. Weaver, if you're listening out there, thank you very, very much. I wish every member of the Wall Township Committee a wonderful holiday season and enjoy this incredibly special time of year. And with that, Mr. Adonisio, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Handerhan. All right, at this time, Board of Education updates. Really, the biggest update is we passed a referendum, and we're going to get a lot of much-needed work done. Again, thank you to everyone in the community for your support. Former board members, I see a couple here in the room as well. Thank you for everything you guys have done talking it up. Moving on, committee reports have been posted. Anybody have any questions, comments, corrections?
Mr. President?
Yes, Ms. Stites.
Regarding,
Just pull your microphone down.
sorry about that. I just wanted to ask a quick question on the West Belmar, the grade 3 music pilot. Is that something that's going to be going on for the next year, or when does that start?
Ms. McCann, would you like to address this question?
Sure. So this will be starting in January to the end of the school year due to, like it said in the report, the class size at West Belmar in order to get more students involved within that building and it have an opportunity to service as many students as the other elementary schools. It's something that we're just trying out for the next couple of months.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Oh, seeing none. All right, we will move on now to public comment on agenda action items only. These are the items that we will be voting on this evening, so if you have a comment on them, please come up to the microphone.
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. I'm just going to ask that nobody interrupts me for my 5 minutes. Thank you. I just wanted to go over the Human Resources report. I see that Agnes in the business office is leaving on or before January 16, 2023, and I also see Julie O'Brien, Accounts Payable Coordinator. I noticed one of the jobs was posted and then it got reposted. I see we are hiring an assistant business administrator, but I don't ever remember a talk of it ever in one of these meetings or seeing it in the minutes. The job got posted last Friday, and it's closing on the 26th of December. You certainly need more time to hire an assistant business administrator in a district of this size.
Ms. Cross, that's not on the agenda for approval this evening.
So I am bringing that up now. I wish Agnes and Julie well. I'm sure they will do well where they end up. I wanted to go over some payments. I see Kenny Gross Kovitz, $980. I'm just wondering what we're still paying them for. They haven't been the attorney for 2 years. Spetzel Architects, $13,211.55. I did put in an immediate access item of how much we had paid Spetzel in the past year. It was ignored by Mr. Smythe. Mark Francescasini, this is what I bring up. We keep paying people that worked here a long time ago. It wasn't the board members here, but what happens is the next round of board members will be responsible for what these board members do that leave. Joe Hall, Andy Krupa, Erin Mangan. It just keeps coming back. Jack Hahn, we're paying him $1,440.12. He has been gone for well over a decade. So when you make bad deals for employees, the taxpayers get stuck paying it for a very long time. Verizon Wireless, I see general supply tech services for 1 month of $1,185.25. Who used that? Pharmacy benefit consulting service, because then you go over what they're doing. The concrete replacement at the front entrance, could you go over what that is? Did you actually have the co-op get the bids, or did you do it yourself? $53,000, and could you explain what that is? General fund, you have almost $16 million in the bank. I see a negative for the grants of $751, $369.27. Can you let me know why that's a negative? Job description, I see the school safety officer is now getting time and a half at BOE meetings. What is the job description for the school safety officer? I would like to know what that is. I'd like to see it posted. I'd like to know what they're supposed to be doing here and getting time and a half. Because at Wall Municipal, we have, I'm trying to get that as well. So what are they doing now? And were they just getting regular pay before? So what is warranting now time and a half? I see harassment, the HIB report. You had 5 at intermediate, 4 at the high school, 2 at Central, 1 at Allenwood. That's a lot. So I just am pointing that out. Board service recognition, you know, it's 8 o'clock at night. Some people are texting like, you know, this is not the time and the place. We did it for Mr. Krupa already
We're not
once.
voting on that this evening.
Right. I printed
we're
it
not
off
voting on that.
agenda items. It's my comment. F&F minutes, you know, if we're looking to hire a assistant business administrator, somewhere we need to have this documented. Just out of the blue, we don't look to hire somebody over 5 days right before Christmas. It's ridiculous. So that job, everybody's saying there's somebody already handpicked, it's just a formality, and that is not what we want. You've already bamboozled the taxpayers on the referendum, and now we don't need to be bamboozled on
That's not an accurate comment, Ms. Cross.
Yes, it is. You
Nor
didn't
is
even
it,
have
nor is it an action item.
Okay. 14. I see a sidebar agreement for locker room team supervisors from $250 to $310 at $25 an hour. Do they get paid $25 for just those 20 minutes? Could you break that out? I don't know why it's in here. And then, yeah, it's a lot of work for the lunch people. Voluntary lunchroom, playground supervisor, it says $22, $23, $48 an hour. Are we going retroactive and paying from September and giving extra money? Because you have it in here at $48 an hour. I don't know.
Thank you, Ms. Cross. Your 5 minutes
I
is
don't
up.
know what it was. So I would like answers to these
Thank you. Your
questions
time is up.
tonight.
Is there anybody else for public comment on action items? Seeing none, we will close public comment. Okay, could I have a motion for the approval of the minutes for the special meeting minutes of November 1st, 2022? Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Smythe, did you?
Just to clarify
Okay.
some of the comment, Spiesel's our architect of record. There's 3 payments. There's various projects that the architectural firm is working on for the district, as well as just finishing up the exterior improvements for the West Belmar School, the special services building, which I hope people notice came out very nice, as well as some other ongoing projects, and they're listed on the bills report. There is no record that the district has of an open request for immediate access for invoices from the architect Spiesel. I just want to clarify that. And with regard to payments to former administrators, that's in accordance with the employment contracts that they had when they were employed by the school district. Thank you.
Dr. Handerin?
Yes, I just would like to mention that the job descriptions are available online. Specifically, there was a question regarding school security, so that is available in the Human Resources tab under job descriptions on our website, and also with respect to the sidebar, $25 an hour. It refers to $25 per hour.
As it was printed. Thank you. Okay. Ask for a motion for approval of the minutes. Oh,
Sorry, one other clarification with
Sure.
regard to the negative. It's on the Secretary's report. When it comes to grants, many times we are reimbursed for the grants, so we put the funds out and then seek reimbursement from the state. So as the fund stands, it could be in the negative.
thank you. Okay. For the special meeting of November 1st, 2022, the executive session of November 15th, 2022, the business meeting minutes of November 15th, 2022. Could I have a motion on that? Motion, Mr. Wong. Second? Second, Mrs. Hodnett. Any questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes.
Mr. Malik?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Adenizio?
Yes. Okay. This time I will ask for a motion for approval of the following policies for the first reading. Policy 2361, Regulation 2361, Policy 7510, Regulation 7510, Policy 8601. Could we have a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Mr. Hall. Can we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Maliff. Any questions, comments?
I have a comment.
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
President.
Nasser.
In policy 75, policy and regulation 7510, it references specifically church groups. Is there any way we can just change that to religious organizations to broaden the terminology?
We can bring that back to policy for next month. So we can still do the vote on the first reading, and we'll update it for the second reading. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes.
Mr. Malik?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Adenizio?
Yes. Ask for a motion for approval of reading for this policy for second reading for policy 1400, regulation 1400, regulation 1642, policy 2200, policy 2220, policy 2230, policy 2422, policy 3362, regulation 3362, policy 4352, regulation 4352, policy 5307, policy 5332, policy 5335, policy 5338, regulation 5338, policy 7436, policy 8451, and regulation 8541. Could we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Mr. Hall. Can we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Sanfilippo. Any questions, comments, discussion? Well, seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes.
Mr. Malik?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Adenizio?
Yes. Okay. This time, I will ask for a motion to approve our consent agenda, starting at number 12, 13, 14, 15 on our agenda. Can we have a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Mrs. Hodnick. Can we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Nasser. Any questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Malik?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes.
Mr. Adenizio?
Yes, but I am going to abstain from, I just got to find where I wrote it down, from the HR report, number 7, letter R, number 1, as it pertains to a family member.
Noted.
Thank you. Okay. This time, we will open up for public comment on any school district issues. please come up to the microphone.
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township, and I'm going to mention it again. Mr. Adonisio, Miss Athena Cornell, I do not want you to interrupt me my entire time while I'm up here for my 5 minutes. Thank you. I'd like to go over, like I mentioned, we're hiring an assistant business administrator. Can you go over when my time is up what exactly that assistant business administrator is going to be doing? When Mr. Smythe got that job, he never even submitted a resume. So anyone can Oprah it, just Oprah the resume Mr. Smythe submitted when he became the assistant business administrator.
Mr. Smythe's not on the agenda.
Okay, and
Thank you.
don't talk on my time. I just told you
Then
that, Ms.
abide by the
Cornell.
rules.
I can talk on any topic, Ms. Cornell. Do not interrupt me again.
Go ahead.
So, Ms. Cornell, I am warning you again. Do not interrupt me.
Excuse me, Mr. President. Is it appropriate for us to be warned during public comment?
Probably not, but since it's the holiday season, we will
Okay, you're going to have to stop the clock.
try to be nice.
Stop the clock and put the clock back on. So anyone can Oprah when Mr. Smythe was hired, the resume he submitted, because there is none. We do not want to have that to happen again. And pretty much what I say is here, our lives begin to end when we become silent on things that matter. And I wish you people up here would actually think that way, because I don't think you do. So I deserve more respect. I've been coming here, I've been looking at information, and I don't get that. Mr. Smythe has accumulated 372 sick days and 90 vacation days, the last time I Oprah'd his contract. What I would like to have come back to me is, if he retired tomorrow and put in his paperwork and just drained down all these sick days, how much would he be able to cash out? I did write Cheryl Dyer, and I do have a copy of her email, and I would like that given to the taxpayers, because we need to know when he retires, how much is he going to cash out? Because in his contract costs, it shows around $100,000. And I know we throw money around here like it's nothing, so I would like to know what it is he's actually going to cash out. I think it's outrageous that somebody could accumulate 372 sick days, but anyone can Oprah his attendance calendar, and you'll get it back. 22-23 school year, sick, 218.50, personal, 2 left, vacation, 41.50, miscellaneous, he's in a -3, maybe he can let us know what that was for. Account received prior sick days, 107, and accounts received prior vacation, 46.50. So if he can let us know all that, what that is. Ms. Dyer also said his contract did not have free lifetime benefits, so if you could go over that and confirm that. If he pays for his benefits when he retires, that's great, but it's not going to be on our dime. So Ms. Cornell and Dr. Handerhan and Mr. Adonisio and Mr. Nasser, if you could let us know. If we had been working on this referendum for over 3 years, we would have had it on election day. We wouldn't have had a 14% turnout, and we wouldn't have had 9 projects that were not approved by October 13th. So I'm not sure if those 9 projects were even allowed, because Dover Township was not allowed to include projects that were not approved prior to or on October 13th. So Ms. Cornell, I think you were doing an investigation into the referendum, so that'd be great. So you go ahead and do that. I will go over Mr. Smythe's contract costs, $69,904, max used for use sick, vacation, $29,510. So the other, I don't know, he's got 400 and something vacation days. I mean, sick and vacation days, if you could go over that. Wondering how many people we're paying still to sit home. I'm wondering, can I have an update on all active lawsuits? I think there are at least 10. Other school districts gave them at this meeting how many were active, and the board president asked the attorney to do it. So that's what I'm going to end with, Mr. Adonisio. I'd like you to have the attorney go over that, because the trailer investigation,
Thank you, Ms.
you're
Cross. Your
being
time is
sued
up.
on, and we will
Your
get
time
to
is
the
up.
truth.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Cross.
you.
And just for the record, all projects that were voted on in the referendum were approved by the state.
I know they were approved by
Your, Ms. Cross, your time is up. Thank you. Well, that's not what you said. No. Is there anybody else for public comment?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda McGee. I reside in Wall Township. I just wanted to take this time and to thank everyone here on the dais, everybody behind the scenes, for all your hard work that you did for this referendum and for our children of Wall Township Public Schools. Thank you, and hope everybody has a happy holiday.
You too. And thank you and all the PTA members for all your support and attending meetings and really digging in and doing the hard work and spreading the message to drown out the lies that were floating around. Everybody appreciates it. Is there anybody else for public comment? Oh.
Don Herbert, I have one question. I hope people are going to look into the printer that printed that flyer for you people. I do not believe you should be paying that bill, because it was not sent to every resident in this township. It sure wasn't. They missed Allenwood Post Office. They sent it to Tinton Falls, to Seabrook Village. It's ridiculous. You should not be paying that bill.
Thank you.
Kendi Kerr, Wall Township. My first time approaching the dais, so bear with me. Lifelong resident of Wall Township. I look around this room. I went to high school with several people that are here. Truly do love my town. Over the past 10 years, have watched a person that has become an absolute bully and meets that criteria to in almost every checkbox. Cyberbullying, everything. Came here tonight, saw a celebration of our choir, saw a celebration of our color guard, of our athletes, of our community. And it saddens me to see certain people take our community that I truly do love and tear it down. And this person has a self-professed hatred of Wall Township. But it's been happening for 10 years and it happens. My concern at this point is I've seen something on Facebook, which is a cease and desist letter, that shows me that this person in particular has attempted to access Wall Township schools. In my mind, this creates a security problem, safety and security. And when this person is creating a hazard of safety and security for our children, I think it has gone too far. And I would like to know what can be done to prevent someone from putting our children at unnecessary risk. I am a mother to 3 children in this district. I know many people that are here tonight have children in the schools, and that's why they're here tonight. And they care about their children, they care about the schools, they care about the teachers and administrators that are supporting our children. But when it comes down to creating a security risk, it is infuriating, it is unacceptable. And I would like to know how it's being handled, and just to get some input in what is happening and why this is allowed to happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had to write mine down. My name is Brian Harris. I'm a resident of Wall Township. I have 2 kids in the Wall School District. And first, I want to thank the board for allowing me the opportunity to speak. And the purpose of me speaking today is I actually want to address some of my fellow residents. You know, one only needs to spend a minimal amount of time on social media to figure out that there's very few vocal individuals who have a lot of concerns about the way the Board of Ed goes about their business. In general, I try to ignore a lot of those petty squabbles because, as with most social media arguments, it does get tiresome fast. But a few weeks back, I was alerted to a Facebook post where a member of a large community posted an image of Mr. Dugan and accused him of taking photos or videos of people at the meeting when really he was just trying to do his job. I was surprised, I was disgusted, I was disappointed that anyone would treat him in this manner. Anyone who knows Mr. Dugan knows that he's a dedicated member of the Wall Township school family, and he's a man of the highest integrity. Some of you may recall a couple years ago, it was like a social viral TikTok, I don't know what website it was, thing where there was a national school shooting day. And a lot of people kept their kids home, and that's understandable that they did. I sent my kids to school because I knew Mr. Dugan would protect them. He takes immense pride in his job, and he doesn't deserve to be treated like that. If members of our community want to go after the board members, that's their prerogative. Board members ran and they were elected. Nothing personal, I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, you guys signed up for this. And unfortunately, all the underhanded social media posts and childish arguments, they go with that territory. I will say I feel these attacks are a detriment to our community. I have several family members who work in other districts, and they're aware of the level of agitators we have here. I think that potentially will keep us from getting talented teachers and administrators in the future. But all that being said, while I wish some of the rhetoric would be toned down, maybe it's asking too much. If people want to enact real change, then they should run for the board, and if they win, accept that seat and enact real change from the inside. What I will ask, and I think we as a community should demand, is zero tolerance when it comes to using our school staff to try and try to further their personal agenda. Not only is it inappropriate, it's dangerous. I'll go back to Mr. Dugan. He was a decorated Neptune police officer for over 30 years. In that time, he locked up a lot of bad people. And to put his image on a popular local social media page or support others who do this is not only wildly inappropriate, but it's dangerous. There's a reason why a lot of law enforcement don't maintain social media profiles. And it's so that people that they've had run-ins with in the past can't find them. It may seem like the plot of a TV show, but it's not out of the realm of the possibility that somebody he locked up could see that post and decide they want to come looking for him. My daughter currently attends the school he works at, and by putting his name and image on social media, not only are people putting the school staff in danger, but they're putting my daughter and all the other children who attend that school in danger. It's not and never should be okay. We should strive to be better as a community and show a little more respect for everyone, whether we agree with them or not. So before posting something on social media, maybe we need to think about how that will affect the community as a whole. I also implore the administrators of these groups, I don't know if they're here or watching, if they do see something like that, to take it down immediately, because again, it's endangering our children. Anyone who does this, I feel, should be barred from school grounds and these meetings, as they're directly putting our staff and children in harm's way in an effort to further their own agenda. I realize a lot of people in this room don't agree on a lot of things, but I think we can all at least agree on keeping our children safe while they're in school should be the top priority of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Lisa Adam, Wall Township. Again, I wanted to thank you for all the hard work from everyone for the referendum. While it will not probably impact my children, they plan on living here for a very long time, so hopefully maybe theirs. Also, I am looking forward to a new year where hopefully we have more people like Mr. Harris and Ms. Kirk come out and maybe bring up the positivity here. I've been to other towns where Board of Ed meetings are flowers and cupcakes and awards, and they used to be like that and we've lost it. So I'm hoping we can move forward and maybe take the energy that we're bringing and spread it. I know there's a lot of questions that get asked of you guys that you can't answer, and I know we don't talk about personnel matters, but just to put it in the realm, I know that Ms. Cross asked how someone accumulates that much sick time. Just to put it in perspective, my husband works for a government agency, much like you. I've had 3 children. He's taken 3 weeks with each and had 2 surgeries and taken 2 weeks of sick with each of them, and he has 310 sick days accumulated. That's just how it works. So just to put it into perspective, it's not shady, it's just what we do. It's how your contract is. So in case, I know that's not something you guys will answer, but that's just a thing. So have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year.
You too, thank you. Is there anybody else for public comment? Seeing none, we will close public comment. I do want to say, in regards to the security, one, Mr. Dugan is the best. Not just because he's standing in the room, but he is the best. Along with, we are very fortunate here. When we started our security in our district, as they started with lobby monitors and then progressed to what we have today, we have had many talented individuals with many years of service. So the question was asked, what's their job description? Well, there it is right there. Stand here and make sure we're all safe, and during the day it's to make sure all the students are safe in all our schools. So I want to thank them for that, because they are absolutely our first line of defense if something goes wrong, and that should be acknowledged for all their hard work. As for Ms. Kerr, about safety and security, again, I will kind of fall back to people like Mr. Dugan and everything they do. They have a watchful eye on everything that goes on in our buildings at all times, and if anything is not right, they do reach out to the Wall Township Police, and because the safety and security of our schools, our students, our staff is number one before education. That's the number one thing, to have a safe environment. So without getting into details, along with our attorney and other ways to go about doing things, we make sure everybody is safe at all times. So I just want to put that out there. Dr. Handerhan, do you have anything?
I do. I do want to discuss the security. I thank and I applaud the community members that spoke on security. There is no greater priority than the security of our students and our staff each and every day. And I am honored and I am privileged to work side by side with the most amazing security team that I've ever known. And I will tell you that if someone is looking to gain access to the schools, our security officers do an amazing job. People don't get in without appointments or unless they're expected. And, security, we have an amazing security team, and we also spend a great deal of time educating students that security it's all of us. But again, I would be remiss if I did not stress how privileged I am coming each and every day. And also, it's not just during the day. Our security officers work crazy hours. We have a lot of night events, and they're here because they love the kids. They're here because they're integral members of this community. They care. They love, and I will tell you that one of the best things that happens is sometimes we, for various coverage, we have security officers go to different buildings. And one of my favorite conversations that I ever have, and I have from time to time, is when the elementary security guards are working for the day in the intermediate school and the high school, because they just love to have watched our kids grow. And where else do you get that? And that is how much your children are valued. So I just wanted to let you know that. Additionally, it's 2023. We want it to be the greatest year ever. We want it to be the greatest year for Wall Township. And I am so incredibly excited about the new year moving forward. And, we're poised to really gain momentum, to really identify this school district as an exemplar. And we are growing. We're going to be engaging a nitty-gritty strategic plan in 2023, where we're really going to chart this district's future. We have an amazing investment from this community in our infrastructure. We are digging deep on researching, training staff on best practices, using brain research, in our schools. There are so many wonderful things that are on the horizon that 2023, here we come, because we're coming at you, because there's going to be a lot of great things. To shift the gears a little bit, community service is a wonderful thing, and I mentioned earlier in the meeting that I was a board member for 9 years, and I have to tell you that it is, yes, the work is there, but it's incredibly rewarding. And I do hope that this Board of Education really sees some of the fruit, and the board members that we spoke of this evening. And we also have board members before my time that are in the room tonight. I thank you for your service, and I hope that all of you will begin to see the fruits of all of your hard work, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make a difference. We're here to get things done for the students, current students, and for the students that are coming in the future. And for our, Miss Adam, you were talking about your future grandchildren. We want the school district to be the most amazing school district for your grandchildren. So that is Board of Education that will put that in my one of our district goals is we have to make this the best school district for Miss Adams, her grandchildren. So it will be written as such when we report out on it in in February when we work on our district goals. But with that said, I also I thank you for all of your support. I thank you for community members to share their thoughts at the podium. And I also want to echo so many of our sentiments and thanking Mr. Joseph Hall for all of his hard work. And the nights, we worked hard. And, I hope that you're really proud of the things that you accomplished during your time on the board. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Hinderhan. Mr. Smythe?
I just want to clarify with regards to any concerns or misinformation with regard to the approval of the projects that were included in the referendum. There's no requirement for DOE approval to be received by October 13th. The requirement is the number of days that the approved ballot questions have to be submitted to the Board of Elections, which for a December election is 19, which the Board of Education had approved the questions by board resolution prior to that date. The requirement for DOE approval was to be received prior to the board approving those ballot questions, which in fact the DOE approval was received prior to the board taking action and then forwarding the ballot questions to the Board of Elections. So there was no issue.
Thank you. Mr. Hall? No. You want to go ahead.
Go ahead,
Mr. Hall.
finish up.
Yep. I was just going to ask, Mr. Malouf, did you have anything this evening?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted a couple things. First of all, in my career previously, I worked a lot with school security, and if I could have had 10 Mike Dukins working for me, I would have been very happy. So, and I'd also like to, as others have said tonight, to thank our previous board members. I didn't have a chance to work with any of you except for Mr. Hall, but I appreciate all the work that you did. And for Mr. Hall, a good friend of mine, I know of no person who takes more pride in being from Wall and having graduated from the Wall schools than Mr. Hall. Your name even rhymes with Wall, all right? And you're a big reason for me sitting here, and I think I appreciate that. But I hope I congratulate you and all of the Finance Committee, Facility and Finance Committee, for the work that you did on the referendum. I think it's going to be a great deal for the township. Thank you, and good luck to you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Ralph. Mrs. Hodnick, did you have anything?
I just wanted to thank Mr. Hall for his service. When I joined the board, he was the chair of the policy committee, and I was lucky enough to learn from him. And I got to see firsthand how dedicated he is to our schools and our community, and you will be missed.
Thank you. Mr. Wondrak?
Yeah, just for Mr. Hall worked on the FNF committee, and anyone who has worked on that committee or been in a committee, you have people coming to the school district that are gonna save the world and kill the taxpayer and not get the right projects done. And this referendum was a document of all the right projects, every one of them. Things that had to be done, no pet projects, and I salute you for having that courage. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nasser?
I know I've said this, Joe. I'm going to miss you probably the most. In FNF, we've had some very spirited not competition, but conversations. So people out there don't understand really what happens in committee, because it's not just making decisions. It's about learning about education. It's about learning how things function. And even people that work in government, I've been working in government now for 15 years, I'm still confused by it sometimes. So when you get somebody that with as much common sense as Joe that comes in and looks at it and is just shaking his head because a lot of it doesn't make sense and we have to try to figure out how to make sense of it, it's a breath of fresh air, because it's not just us that's crazy. It's this whole governance, it's education, it's the whole world around us that is tough to make sense of sometimes. But I walk away knowing that I have another friend, as well as two other friends sitting back there, two board members, that, education really ties us together, and doing what's best for the community has tied us together. And I look forward to having you as a resource, and please feel free to reach out. I'm gonna miss our conversations, our spirited conversations. Thank you again, all of you.
Thank you. Mr. Sanfilippo?
Joe, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. We've had a lot of great conversations. I feel like you make me a better board member, make me do the best that I can, and I try to live up to some of your standards and things like that. I'm proud of everything that you've accomplished. Make sure you take your little name tag there, so you can tack it up on the. Might use it again. I'm not going to miss all of your policy reading off, because I think that costs us an extra 15 minutes every meeting. But I think it was last month. There must have been 40 policies that you went over, and God, I can't even imagine. So thank you, and also thank you to all of the taxpayers that helped with the referendum and came out. I saw some folks post the silent majority, which was wonderful. I'm excited for our kids. I'm excited for our teachers, our staff, our administrators. It's a long time coming for this town, and I think you're going to see some really nice changes in the school district. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful holiday and a happy New Year.
Thank you. Mr. Buffa?
Yeah, just thank you to the community for your show of support, for coming out on a nice Tuesday afternoon last week and just doing your thing. I'd definitely like to echo what everybody else here has said about Mr. Dugan. I've been fortunate to have, I'm on my last one, 5 kids through Central, and Mr. Dugan probably knows their names better than I do at this point, so thank you very much. Joe, I've only known you for a short time, but have definitely enjoyed working with you, and definitely appreciate your honesty, whether it's brutal or not, definitely honest. And happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Have a great restful break, and see you in January.
Thank you. Ms. Stites?
So everybody worked really hard to accomplish the referendum, and where it's certainly something to celebrate. We have a long way to go. I look forward to having very regular updates in terms of what we're accomplishing on a very regular basis, so that everyone who worked can see the fruits of their labor, and maybe for folks that were not necessarily convinced, perhaps we can get them also on board to see what we're accomplishing. I think it's really important that we remember that the strategic planning process is kicking back up in January. And that's something that we really need everybody's input. So if there are things that you're concerned about, security, different issues in terms of education, things that you'd like to see us achieve, that's what this whole process is about. It's charting the course for where we're going to be going. And I do think that there has been a nice show of support, and I really hope that that continues, because this is our community, and it's going to be what we make it. So there have been some bumps and bruises, but we have an opportunity to pick ourselves up and move forward. I think our kids deserve it. I think our community deserves to celebrate. I'm looking forward to the coming year. And Mr. Hall, going to be really sad that I don't have my seat buddy to my right. I've learned a tremendous amount from Mr. Hall. I've learned a tremendous amount. Everyone on this board brings their own special area of expertise. And I appreciate everybody. And I hope everybody has a great holiday season. And we'll see you in 2023.
Thank you. Mr. Hall.
Thanks, Ralph. I appreciate all the positive words everyone said about me. I've really enjoyed my 3 years on the board. For the most part, obviously, people ask me why I didn't run again, and it really just came down to the constant, negativity that I just couldn't deal with anymore. And I felt like, why am I coming out on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night at a policy meeting, spending 3 hours, and then they get yelled at the meetings that we're crooks, we're corrupt, we're such nonsense. So I was happy to see some of the questions tonight from some of the community members be a little different than normal. So we seem to have gotten off some of the the trailer investigation. As this is my last meeting, I just wanted to make some points here, and maybe, in the spirit of Christmas, I should probably not say these things, but I'm going to do it as Mr. Buffett said. I'm going to be honest anyway and say it. Some members of the community have continually talked about the trailers, how the investigations were done insufficiently, so much so that they let the world know about it on Facebook, about their opinion. I personally have received over 500 emails specifically from one resident in my 3 years as a board member. So do the math on how much that is a week. Those emails are not only addressed to me, but they include, one email might include Wall teachers, Wall residents, Township committee, including the mayor, Township clerk, Wall police, Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, the County Executive Superintendent, Monmouth County Commissioners, Assemblyman Keene, State Senator Singer, New Jersey Department of Education, Attorney General's Office, Lieutenant Governor, Governor Murphy, Assemblyman Ned Thompson, Congressman Chris Smith, the Commission of Investigations, Division of Community Affairs, the Controller's Office, the Office of Fiscal Accountability, the Co-Star, and the Asbury Park Press. So that gives you an idea of who would be CC'd on an email that I would get. To believe some of this positions that they take on the trailers, you would need to believe that the 40 board members that have happened since the purchase of those trailers, we're all in on the fix. We're all in on it. That we covered something up for these last X amount of years. But I guess all these agencies would be in on it as well, since they don't seem to be knocking on our door asking us a lot of questions. They also talk about something that I've always thought was funny about the demo of the trailers during the open investigation by the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. Well, we didn't demo the trailers. Monmouth County demoed the trailers. So it leads you to think that if the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office was investigating us, they would have probably said to their public works guys, hey, you might not want to do that. Like, that just doesn't make sense. But again, in some people's mind, I guess that does make sense. Same thing with withholding documents from the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. That's a serious thing, right? I mean, I think everybody in this room would think, wow, you're withholding documents from Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. You got a big problem. And I'm sure Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office would agree. And they're aware because they're on 100 emails telling them that we withheld them. To my knowledge, and maybe Mr. Smythe can confirm, I don't think we've heard from them asking, hey, do you have those documents? Because they know it's ridiculous. The half-truths and distortions, go back over a decade. The constant questions about, someone's picture that they used, or Brian's contract, or the trailer seal, the gym floor, interest earned on the bank, or some other perceived wrong has always been answered repeatedly, but that's not good enough. Once we answer the questions, it's always more questions. Sometimes it's ridiculous, and I'm exaggerating, but it's, did they sign it left-handed or right-handed? Was it blue ink or black ink? I mean, these are the follow-up questions you get sometimes, not those particularly, but the absurdity of some of the follow-ups when you answer something, that's never good enough. So you wonder why we don't answer questions when we say, oh, they don't answer? Yeah, we did, but we answered it once, not 30 times like you wanted us to. So again, with all of that, it's really no wonder that nobody wants to, serve on the board. Nobody ran again this year. We had a lady that decided at, the last minute to mount the writing campaign. God love her. I hope she does well. But when you're told every day that you're crooked and we're corrupt and we don't care about the kids, every single board member sitting here tonight has run unopposed. Not one of us has had a challenger. That's sad. That's sad that we're not getting dialogue within the community about who should run and what our priorities should be and who can be what board member encapsulates that. So again, I'm not saying, hey, get out there and run and get a full slate next year because you'll be running against some of my friends here. But you know what? Sorry guys, I hope there are challengers to you. I think that is healthy. I think that's good. But when people ask me, why didn't you run again? And, again, I see my friend Mr. Cooper over here. I know he was as frustrated sometimes as I was with some of the comments and just the tenor of, can't we all just get along? So I want to just thank everybody because I've had a great time. When I'm at the meeting and I'm with these guys working behind the scenes, it's great. And I think we make progress. I think we're doing good stuff. I think Dr. Hanrahan's the right choice to lead the district. I think when she's allowed to actually be a superintendent instead of being all the other things she's had to be, I think she'll flourish. I think her strengths haven't really come out yet, which I think are the curriculum part and building teamwork and building a school district that is proud. When she's dealing with masks or principals or all this other crazy stuff, the football. It's just crisis after crisis after crisis that we can't just get out of the mud. And I think once we got on, hopefully now I think with the community being behind us with the referendum, I think we turned a corner. Some of the comments tonight from some of the people here, I think that would be great. Some of the pushback that we're getting from some of the negativity, I think we may have finally turned a corner, and it's sad because if I'd known that, I probably would have ran. I'll exit gracefully. So anyway, thank you so much for the token. I appreciate it, and thank you everybody for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. I just want to take 1 second to thank Dawn and Kim. For people that don't know, those guys are literally the backbone of the district. I mean, they do so much that you don't see, just keeping everything kind of running on like keeping the train on time kind of thing. I think every board member would say I get a show of hands. Every board member said the same thing. They're fantastic. So I wanted to thank them. I wanted to thank everybody else, and I wanted to thank anybody that came out tonight and voted yes, or if you voted no, I respect that. And like I said, the sites hopefully will show you, or they will show you, why voting yes was a good idea. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys probably in the audience. Thank you.
Okay, with that, again, Mr. Hall, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Mr. Krupa, Ms. Megan, thank you for coming out this evening. Thank you to everybody, again, in the community that has supported the school district and continues to support us as we move forward into the new year. And I want to end it with happy holidays to everybody, and may 2023 be your best year ever. At this time, I will ask for a motion to go back into executive session for letters A, D, G, and H. Sorry, Mr. Hall, you're not done yet. No action will be taken, and we will be adjourning from executive session. Could I have a motion on that?
I'll make it.
We have a motion. Could I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Anybody opposed? No? Motion carries. Good night, everyone.